Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning, back at the Cozy Lebanon Auto Auction. This is a smaller one, and I like this. The staff is so friendly, and I'm always grateful, and I want to thank them for letting me record on their property. Always appreciative of that. I love the smaller lots here, and I never miss them, even though there may not be 300-400 cars like some of the bigger ones. It's when I don't come here, something goes through that I really wanted to pick up. And a lot of these, again, on the main thoroughfares in this area, dealerships everywhere. And when they trade something in and buy something new, the dealerships bring their cars here and they get sold at a wholesale price. This is a public auto auction, like a couple other that I go to, so anybody can become a member. I urge you to become a member of your local auto auction. It's a great way to pick up a car. If you flip cars, or if you're just an enthusiast, or you're just looking for a car for yourself, this is a great way to find one. You may need a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of cleaning. A lot of them come, you can just drive them right off the lot and they're good to go, they're inspected. Some need a little bit of work. But instead of zoning in on a couple cars and really taking a close look, we're going to skip through the lot, and I want to show you what type of vehicles are available on this day at a public auto auction. Let's get going. All right, the first few here in this row here is, it has some that are R title, salvage title, some that need work. So this would be a great example of cars you can get. Here's a Honda, it's rough. You can probably get it for a couple $100, $300, $400, $500. And then remember, there's a little bit of fees for the auction, and then transfer, and if you're going to tag it right away. But here's a Hyundai. When you don't see a sticker, guys, these are going to need some work. Mechanical, maybe suspension, maybe even some body work. Here we have a nice Hyundai here, inspected till next year, but it has an R title, so that could be anything. So what you need to do is you need to investigate and see, has it been flooded? I don't smell anything that would indicate that this has been in a flood. There's an R title because maybe it was stolen. Maybe it was in an accident. Let's see if it starts. See if it has AC. A lot of the times, it's not something catastrophic that gets a car or vehicle into an R title. Most of the time it is, but not every single time. Oh, is it hot? I probably already know the answer to this, but let me know if it's as hot in your area as it has been in mine, with heat indexes into triple digits. Probably 125 in the car right now. Now, I like the heat. I like a dry heat, more kind of like Arizona than more of a humid type of heat. But I hope you're staying cool. I hope you're comfortable in the AC watching my videos. Let's give this thing a try. All right, so we have the key, and what you want to do, well, battery's dead, so that's not a good start. Everything seems intact, but the battery's dead. It's not a good sign when the OBD2 port doesn't even have the cover on it because it's being hooked up to so often. So we have a new Duralast in there. Doesn't look like it's been fiddled with. It looks like some new parts on here. But this is definitely one you would want to hear running. Try and see if it moves back and forth before you throw a bid on it. But here's an example. And here's another one, hasn't been inspected, and probably Kia with an R title. So these here don't run. They would be in the hundreds, $300, $400, $500, but would need your attention and mechanical wisdom to get them going on the road again. Then we have some that are private sale, meaning they come from an individual who brings their vehicle straight to the auction to be sold through auction, and they were nice enough to indicate that there's something wrong with it. Hasn't been inspected, but at least they let you know that it needs a little bit of help, and you don't have to find it out as a surprise. It's a Ford F-150 with the Triton. You know, brakes can be fixed. Does it run? 135,000 miles. It starts, runs a little rough. But as it warms up, it's getting much better, not quite as rough. The engine light is on, so this is going to need a lot of work besides just the brakes. But again, if you're mechanically inclined and you get it cheap enough, could be what you're looking for. Now, here is another example, and this is from a financial company here. It is still inspected, but this one here has a problem with rust. The rocker panel is, this is the Northeast. This is kind of what a frame looks like after 10, 15 years. So you just have to go to where all the joints are and brackets and mounts and make sure they are not rusted through. Light sheet metal like that really doesn't mean much when it comes to inspection unless it's really bad and the exhaust is getting up in the cab. That's the important stuff. Mounts, cab mounts, suspension. Little vehicles, the Volkswagen here that are going on gas, the Kia, only 85,000. That one is from a dealership. There's a good gas saver. And it will come, and the vehicles will get nicer and nicer as we come up through here. Here's a Jeep. Jeep Wrangler from a dealership, trade-in on a new car. Windows are tinted. A little bit of gashing on the plastics. This is a manual. 129,000 miles. A little bit of bolster work needs to be done on the seats. But there's a lot of Jeep fans out there that would love to have something like this. For those that want a full-size SUV, here we have a 4-door with a ton of room, and we have that peanut butter two-toned interior. It's got some miles on her, but third row seating. You have a family, you want something cheap. Guys, you bring 4, 5, 6,000 in cash and you're going home with a car. Is this one? Yeah, inspected. So you're going to be able to use it right away. So we have vehicles that are higher mileage. You have some that only have 67,000 miles. Just barely broken in. Need a little bit of cleaning here and there. Jeep Compass. I like the two-tone interior. It has a red stitching. You take it home, you wash it, clean up the interior. You get the kids in there, plan a trip to the beach. A nice Ram with the 5.7 liter Hemi. I love that engine. Tinted windows. Has a nice kind of cream pearl paint job, so it hides a lot of imperfections. No rust down below. Not a lot of scratches or dings or dents. Here's one long one, but that's just transfer. Those will come out quickly. Broken mirror, small things to repair. Let's see how many miles are on it. Oh, battery's dead on that one. And I don't have my pack with me today. But that's a short bed, bigger cab, nice pickup. Here we go, 75,000 miles. It's a bank repo and needs a little bit of help if you are inclined when it comes to body work or just swapping out parts, putting a bumper or a hood and a fender, maybe fixing the glass. You're gonna have yourself a nice vehicle. Low mileage. Now here we have a Colorado pickup, a smaller pickup. Looks decent, and it only has 87,000 miles. But they had some courtesy to let you know there's a little bit of frame rust. And it looks just like that. So that could become an issue if you are good at welding and you could do patchwork and you want to attempt to fix it. The rest of it, inside and out, is clean. It may be worth it to you. Simple vehicle, good on gas. This is actually, the Colorado is the base for the H3 Hummer that I have. Let's keep on moving around. We have another bank repo. Here we have a Toyota SUV with the V8. I always love to see those. Inspected yet. Nice metallic paint job. It's got some good grippers. Interior's in nice shape. Bolsters aren't torn up. I'm going to look at this one for myself. Look at this one a little bit closer, if you don't mind. 149,000, that's not bad. Well, that works. Radio works. Starts right up and sounds good. Maintenance is required. The tire pressure light is on. But other than that, no engine lights. And the air is getting nice and cool. Give that a second, see if it gets cold. Oh yeah. So AC works. This would be a nice ride for somebody. Let's go into reverse. Yep. Neutral. You could probably get something like this Toyota for about $5,000 or so at a public auto auction. Where can you get a car for $5,000 these days? Car prices have just been incredibly high, even though they're starting to come down a little bit. So I would, if you have a car auction near you, check it out. You might find something. Bank repo, inspected till next year. Trade-in. Comfortable Buick. And I always like Lexus. So we have a, what is this? 470, 460. Yep, GX 470 with the V8. So these are always a good find. Yeah, nice interior. Couple dings here and there. Needs to be inspected, that's for sure. Let's take a look inside over here. We have a little bit of wear and tear. That's not too bad, and that can be fixed easily. Let's hop in and check the mileage. I always got to check these out. All right, well, let me turn this down. So we have over 200,000 miles on it. Starts right up. No check engine light, just the tire pressure. There's a little bit of a squeaking sound from the belts. That went away. Let's see if the AC works. There we go. Give that a chance to get cool. Reverse. Drive. Oh yeah. Again, and I mentioned this before, the only problem is you can go forward and back. That doesn't tell the whole story of the transmission. You can't. You won't find out until you get out on the road, you're going up the street, that it goes into overdrive, it shifts smoothly and properly. That's a gamble you're going to have to take. There is no auction in my area anyway that will let you take it for a test drive. It's cool, but it's not cold. So if it's cool, then there's a chance there's no leaks that are really horrendous, and you just need a pull and fill, which means you pull the old Freon out and you fill it with the good stuff, and it should get ice cold. This is definitely one I'm going to keep my eye on. Even with the mileage, these things can go 500,000 miles if they're properly cared for. Don't sleep on the bikes, guys. Indoors we have, what is this, a Yamaha? Yamaha Bolt 2015. Like a little Sportster. And here we have a Harley. (2010) Super Glide. Nice colors. Tour Deluxe. I'm not sure who makes this one. Heil Star. Never heard of it. Neat bike though, but that's comfortable. You become a member. A lot of these are 20, 35, 40, 50 per year. And you're a member for the year. You can go anytime you want, anytime that they have, they run an auction and run cars through, and you can bid on them, win them, and take them home. So this gives you a little bit of an example of what you might see at your local auctions. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.